So why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Drink locally and support local businesses during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 2nd through the 8th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Chad with the Nutrition Authority inviting you to stop in and check out the all-new complete post-workout recovery, CPR. CPR is ideal for anyone who works out or competes and wants to maximize results. CPR can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today and try a free sample or visit us at mynutritionauthority.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today. Found in most local grocery stores.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning. It is Monday morning, a new week, a new month. It's October 2nd, folks. 3 months left of 2023. There was all sorts of action that was going on this past weekend. There was volleyball, Husker football, NFL action, upsets, head scratchers, and I think this may be a Black Monday in the NFL.
Oh, really?
I think this could possibly be some head rolling this Monday.
For the Steelers specifically, or for who?
I'm not even sure
who
for
else?
Steelers. I think Chicago may have some turnover. I'd be shocked if there wasn't some in Chicago.
Well, so I wanted to bring this up for you, AD, because this popped up on my Twitter. Matt Canada's 2023 offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
4.9 average play. These all of them rank last in the NFL. Okay. 4.9 average plays per drive. 21.4 average yards per drive. The average drive length is 1 minute and 59 seconds. Only 8% of their drives have ended in touchdowns, and only 17% of their drives have ended in any sort of points.
I think we lead. I think we're second, either first or second in 3 and outs. I mean, we go 3 and out. I mean, literally, you can go to the bathroom. You can go get a drink of water in your kitchen, come back, and
you'll be good.
Pittsburgh's punting the ball already again.
Yeah,
it's like I said in the 9:30 segment, I'm gonna talk more about it. But yeah, we're terrible, man. Offensively, and the thing about it, have that many weapons and be that unproductive. It's. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna talk way more about it at 9:30.
Yeah.
It was a tough weekend. Well, first of all, we got Raff in?
Yes. Once we
got Raff in there. Raff's in Alabama, folks. For the week, we'll get him tagged in as well to talk some more about what he's got going on this weekend. Jake, what'd you get into this weekend, man?
Okay, so not a whole lot. Saturday, obviously, pretty busy with the Nebraska game stuff going on. And that was I don't know, AD, we're going to talk a lot about it, but just kind of a disappointing, not that Nebraska was going to win. You just thought that they would look a little more competitive, I guess. And so that kind of, it kind of was a bummer. I went out with a couple of buddies. I ran into Jake Sorensen at Brewski's on Saturday night. And so we weren't expecting to see each other. So then Jake and I enjoyed a couple beers. But other than that, it was pretty relaxing evening. We do have Raff, though. Raff, I forgot. I'm not going to lie, Raff. I forgot you were gone. And I'm sad now because I find out that you're going to be gone all week.
Yeah, I'm here. But Josh congratulated me on the Broncos' thrilling victory yesterday.
Of course.
What a comeback.
I mean, Raff, I guess overall thoughts on the Broncos yesterday, because I thought that they were dead in the water for a while.
Yeah, so did I. I'm still trying to like grasp it, because what happened was I think they were down 28-14, and I went out to the airport and I checked in the airport and I pulled it back up on television and it was tied at 28, and I was like, the Broncos are back. I mean, 13 games and we're a Super Bowl team.
Is there any way that you can be more realistic about it? Because I'm asking for a real and honest assessment here.
Okay, here's a real and honest assessment. I will be honest here. The Broncos in the last 2 games have let each opposing quarterback go close to 20 for 20 in the first half of both games. There's some issues on that defense. Thankfully, they were able to pull it out, with, they had a good blitz and a sack and a touchdown. But yeah, I'm a little bit worried, because when you're letting Justin Fields go 16 for 16 in the first half and his only incomplete pass was a Hail Mary throw at the end of the first half, that's a little bit scary.
Justin Fields, I don't know if you guys seen that after the game, he looked about as dejected as I've seen him look in all the things they've dealt with in Chicago. I mean, you got two franchises that were just dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
And then for them to be up 28, was it 21-7 or 28-7?
28-7.
To be up 28-7. Yeah. Josh is back there shaking his head as a Bears fan. To be up 28-7 and to lose that game. That's why I was saying, Raff, on the spillover, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, I actually just sharing with Nick just now. I wouldn't be surprised to see some heads roll somewhere today.
Yeah. The one positive, though, that like the Jeff Essings of the world and Josh can take is the Bears hold the number 1 and the number 2 picks in the draft this year. If it was to start today, so if they hold on to those, they have a chance to maybe go out and get. But I don't know. Do you get rid of Justin Fields and go Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr.? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the Bears.
Well,
I would guess that Fields is playing for his job the rest of this year. I would guess.
Well, the thing about Justin Fields, I think there's an unfair amount of criticism towards Justin Fields. He's running for his life every play.
Yeah, that offensive line is really bad.
The first place I'm going is I'm addressing that offensive line.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care who you can put any quarterback in the league behind Chicago's line right now, and you're going to see pretty much the same results. I mean, he has no help on that offensive line. It ain't like he got anybody to throw to either. Chase, of course, you got Chase where they told him not to show up.
Yeah.
They told him not. I'm glad we got rid of him in Pittsburgh, but they told Claypool, don't show up.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're only looking for like a 5th or 6th round pick for him. That shows you how much he has slid down the totem pole to the point where they're saying, dude, just give us what you got in the basement and we'll be good. So there's a lot of problems in Chicago right now. But like you said, Raff, there's going to be some things you have to change. I don't think Field. I mean, I can only I can see Field just because you can get a lot for him. Yeah. But he sure as heck ain't the problem. If he's the one that's keeping you in the games you're in, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. What I do know, we're coming up on a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some Husker volleyball. They had a huge game on Friday night, which was, it went all over the place for a while.
A couple scares there initially for both against Purdue and Indiana.
And I'm going to ask both you guys this, both of those games. Are our expectations realistic of them all the time? Just something to think about. You don't have to answer now, but just something to think about. So we'll discuss that when we come back. We got Raff in Alabama. You got Nick and myself here in the mothership in Lincoln. It's The Drive, 90.7 The Ticket.
Honey, wake up.
What? Tom, it's 5 a.m.
Help me find my keys. I got to get to a Nebraska lottery retailer early before they run out of trucks and Bucks tickets. I really want to win one of the 8 new Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew flex fuel trucks they're giving away.
Tom, we've talked about this. Trucks and Bucks is the Nebraska Lottery's most popular scratch game. So tickets are going to be around for quite a while, and it doesn't matter what time of day you buy them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so get back in bed.
As soon as I get back.
From where?
I've got to get to a Nebraska lottery retailer early before they run out of, breakfast burritos. Yeah, breakfast burritos.
Play $2 Trucks and Bucks from the Nebraska Lottery. You could win one of 8 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. Ford F-150 is a registered trademark owned and licensed by Ford Motor Company. Top prize odds 1 in 336,000.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Are you looking for a night of epic fun without breaking the bank? Look no further than Sun Valley Lanes and Games. Join us for our late night special every Sunday through Thursday night and enjoy non-stop action with our Unlimited Fun promotion. Unlimited Fun includes everything you need for an unforgettable night out. Unlimited bowling, unlimited laser tag, and unlimited lucky putt mini golf. Show a valid college or military ID at check-in and get $2 off your admission. Visit the daily rates page at sunvalleylanes.com for complete details.
Sun Valley.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com. At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate needs and more. Enjoy 80% lean ground beef for just $2.99 per pound, USDA Choice Tri-Tip for $8.99 per pound, and all natural boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados, and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket. It is Monday. It is October 2nd. It's a new month, new opportunities. But for some of our teams, it's the same thing. Twizzlers, Good morning, my man. We try to reach some of these texts as well. We got myself and Nick in the studio. We got Raff down in Alabama. Raff, what part of Alabama are you in, bro?
I am in Huntsville, Alabama.
Huntsville, where I just left. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Yep. Huntsville, Alabama. Twizzler says right here, AD give Big Ben a call for the Steelers. Raff coming back against the Bears is not impressive. Just so settle down, bud. Let's go, Cowboys. Pete Ferguson, good morning, my man. Pete says, when it comes up here, it's rolling. Nothing else to be said. Hey, he brought his other T-shirt back out, which was not his other T-shirt. He went back with his original picture.
He got social media picture.
Yeah, he changed it up last week and it didn't end well. And he goes, "Hey, my bag. I'm not doing that again." Pete, big win for the Cowboys yesterday too. Nyla, I don't blame you. She goes, me and the kid left the game at halftime. It was too hot out there to watch. It was warm on Saturday.
You and 50 other thousand people.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I wore sweatpants.
That's right. Yeah, your sweatpants did not save Nebraska on Saturday.
No.
I burned them.
Yeah, it was hot.
That's right. You have bulk.
Who they, Trav? What's up? I feel your pain, AD. Yeah, it's going to be a long season for the Steelers, man. I have no false assumptions in my head that Pittsburgh's going to do this or that until they make some changes, and it's going to have to happen. But speaking of changes, y'all, which was something that it didn't change, man, is the Husker women continue to take care of business in volleyball, man. They take care of Purdue on Friday night, 3-2, and they take care of Indiana on Saturday, 3-1. Raff and Nick, I'm going to ask you guys this, man, because just kind of talking with people, and when I say talking, basically just looking on social media. Shit, these headphones are once I got right. There we go. That's a little better.
Done?
Yeah. Do you think it's our expectations of Nebraska women, if they even drop a set? Do you think people go at them too hard?
I wouldn't say people go at them too hard. I think that's just the expectation that success brings.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at Nebraska's ability to win match after match and at the level that they do, and in the fashion that they do most matches, right? And most matches are sweeps. That I think that expectation just automatically creeps into people's minds. And you sit there and go, well, if Nebraska loses two sets and they go to 5, something went wrong in Nebraska's way. I think we forget that the Big Ten is actually pretty good at volleyball.
Yeah, Raff, what do you think, man? Because the women took care of business again, 3-2. There we go, Nick. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, it's because the phone line.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
So it was 3-2. They took care of business against Purdue, but that game was contested, man.
Yeah,
that game was back and forth, and they were battling in that game. Did any of you guys get a chance to see that game at all?
I saw a little bit of it. Raff, what was your schedule like this weekend? Did you get to watch any of it?
I watched some. It was Friday night. That was the first one, correct?
Yeah.
Or when the 5 set, it was Friday night.
Yep.
My thing is, when I watch Nebraska volleyball, they have such an indelible belief that they're going to win, even when they're not playing well. Because that Friday night match, I didn't think Nebraska played all that well, but when it's all said and done and it comes down to winning a volleyball game, they have that belief that they're going to find a way somehow, some way that they're going to win. I mean, it's impressive, and I love the way that John Cook coaches, because I think he puts. It's not so much pressure, but like we were saying, the fans putting pressure on the teams. I look at it as the team is John Cook. That's what he expects out of Nebraska volleyball, is to win, every single match, and it's fun to watch. It's almost like I feel like when you watch John Cook, you're watching Tom Osborne towards the end, his final 4 or 5 years at Nebraska, just the way they coach and just the way they are with their team. So it's just so cool to watch. And Nebraska fans, I'm sure they won't, but cherish every minute that you have as John Cook, being the head coach of Nebraska volleyball, because it's truly, it's pretty amazing, what he has done as the head coach of Nebraska.
So something that I will say is that Nebraska, so they'll face Michigan State on Friday and Michigan on Saturday. They'll play back-to-back days once again this weekend. What I would also add on to this, guys, from a big picture perspective, they're making a lot of casual sports fans or even non-sports fans like tune into them.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because there were multiple people this weekend that when I was talking to them, whether it was at a diner I went to on Sunday morning in Omaha or whether it was somewhere I went on Saturday night, it was hey, I didn't really follow sports up until I saw kind of what volleyball did in Memorial Stadium for Volleyball Day in Nebraska. That slowly started to get me to watch them a little bit, and now I tune in every single match. Like so when we talk about what that Volleyball Day in Nebraska did for Nebraska's just outreach, I guess, when it comes to fan support, not that they needed additional fan support,
right?
But I think they've added a lot of casual fans to where it's people that are not even sports fans, might not understand the sport specifically, or just is a casual fan. It's like, hey, I just want to kind of flip something on, and I'm not going to watch it real closely. If there's a Nebraska volleyball match, they're going to turn it on.
Yeah.
And so I think that does play a factor into like the expectation is like everybody in the state is watching you. A very close, same amount of Husker fans that are disappointed in the football result earlier that day are tuning in at night because they expect and they hope, I guess, that you're going to show the complete opposite of what Nebraska football showed, and that's a winning program, a dominant program, and most of the time they do.
You know, Nick, it's a great point you bring up in that game of 90,000 people. It made some casual fans into fans, and it made created. I think I would say it even expanded their fan base as far as that goes.
I agree. I just think it allowed people to be like, wait a minute, so this is going on, and this would probably be at any program. Nebraska was just very fortunate to be able to do it, I guess. But it was all right. Now maybe I'll learn a little bit more about the sport,
right?
And it continues that growth of college volleyball that we've seen over the last couple of years. So I think, yes, Nebraska's obviously always had high expectations, and for the most part, they've usually met them. Whether that's an Elite 8 run, whether that's a Final Four run, whether that's a national championship. But I think especially now after Volleyball Day in Nebraska, when it was talked about on a national level, which rightfully so, there's a lot of casual fans learning more, wanting to watch, wanting to tune in every match. You had those specific Husker volleyball fans that are now across the ledge and saying we're diehard fans now. And then you continue to progress, I think, through the fandom rankings or fandom status, I guess, when you have an event like that, because I think there's a lot of people that were kind of turned their heads to the volleyball program. Like maybe we need to focus and appreciate this program just as much as football.
Well, I'll tell you what, before we go to break here in a second, Sanderson, good morning, brother. You're exactly right. You're right. Well, two things on the volleyball standpoint. You said the Big Ten is really good at volleyball. Nebraska is still a very young team. Yeah. There are going to be some ups and downs. Absolutely. There's going to be some hiccups, and the great point you bring up, and this team is young, man.
So young.
These girls are young. And Sanderson, yes, Tomlin is a great head coach. You said supposedly he's a good coach.
Hey, we have to welcome back David from RenewYourAuto.com. He's back from Mexico.
David,
he is back in the States. He says, guess who's back? Back again.
He's back again.
Eminem.
Looked like he had a great time, too.
Eminem, David from Renew. Eminem, David from Renew.
When doesn't David have a good time?
Yeah, that's a good point.
He's always going to have a good time, man. Folks, we're having a good time breaking these down for you. Again, the women go 2-0 this weekend. Knocked out Purdue 3-2. Beat Indiana 3-1. They got Michigan State and Michigan this weekend, back-to-back night. Actually, a doubleheader for the weekend, Friday and Saturday night, while they're up in the Michigan areas.
6 p.m. against Michigan State on Friday, and that's going to be on Big Ten Plus because Nebraska plays on Big Ten Network that night, football-wise, I should say. And then on Saturday, their game against Michigan, which Michigan's having a really rough year. That one's going to be on Big Ten Network.
Okay,
on Saturday.
When we come back, history, folks, and we have a whole lot to unpack on Saturday.
Yeah, lots.
We'll be right back, folks. This is The Drive. I'm Protect the Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Sunday morning. It's quiet. Not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket has moved downtown, and you're invited to join us for new beginnings. Join us for our grand opening on Thursday, October 5th at 6 p.m. to celebrate our new space with ribbon cuttings and more. Raising Cane's will be on site to provide entertainment and prizes as we bring downtown Lincoln the newest hangout spot for its favorite radio station. It's 93.7 The Ticket's grand opening at the new 11th and O location, sponsored by Raising Cane's. Tune in throughout the week for more information on times. October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages: deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day, because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Fall has arrived, and it's the perfect weather for the DIY market to listen to the game while building a deck. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and Decorators composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance and to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671 or go online to deckcityne.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Coppell. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite Tailored Light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, but it's not just me. Folks all over town are having success with the FXB program. Guys like Gary, who just finished up his own 10-week challenge.
Yeah, Mark. After having a knee replacement in March, I was looking for a way to get back into shape. The workouts are fun. The atmosphere is a total blast. And I've lost 17 pounds since starting in July.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Feet, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, folks. It is Monday. We are back here on 90.7 The Ticket. It's The Drive with AD and Raff. Nick holding it down. Got Raff there in Huntsville, Alabama. We got some history to come up. Hey, Raff, were the flights pretty cool yesterday, man, overall?
Yep, all went good. Had about a 40-minute delay in Chicago, but it was easy. So
delay or layover?
Not a problem. Just a delay. It was. I had an hour layover, and then it added on another 40 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you had an hour and 40-minute delay.
Yeah.
Wait. Gotcha.
So I got to watch the end of the Cowboys beatdown.
Yeah, that was bad. No, I mean, the Patriots had no answer. Mac Jones might not be the answer for the New England Patriots.
No, bro. That was the worst loss that he's had. Belichick, that he's had in his whole career there in New England, man. What's that guy's name? Belichick?
Yep, Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
Not Belichick.
Belichick. I was thinking Belichick's the old Colts one.
We'll put them together.
Yeah.
Belichick.
Yeah.
I thought it was right.
used to be the old Ravens coach.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Ravens coach.
I thought it was correct. I didn't correct you one bit.
But yeah, you guys knew who I was talking to. Talking about his facial expression was just like, wow, because he had never lost that bad in game as head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a beatdown right there. And they've got some major quarterback issues to address in New England for sure.
All right, Raffy, it's history time. Go ahead and say the magic words.
Now punting.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much of biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took. But I do know that I love you. And I know that if you love me too, what a wonderful world this would be.
There you go.
Sounds good in Alabama.
Well, in 2018, the Huskers out-yarded Purdue, but fall to 0-4 in a 42-28 loss in Lincoln. Yikes. And days later, Tyjon Lindsey and running back Greg Bell left the team. You guys remember that, man?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was not enjoyable.
No, it was just like it was Frost's first year, wasn't it?
2018, yeah. Think about the job Purdue has been doing. I mean, so Jeff Brom leaves, right? And Illinois might not be very good, but they put a whooping on Illinois with, mind you, Illinois' former defensive coordinator as Purdue's head coach. That Purdue team is interesting because they have not looked good up until that point. But like I said, Illinois might not be good, but Illinois is still a 3-point favorite ahead of the Nebraska game this weekend.
Yeah,
or on Friday, I guess.
Well, even the Northwestern game. I mean, I know Penn State pulled away late, but Northwestern put up a pretty good fight there in the first, 2.5, 3 quarters.
Northwestern is a team that, first of all, their assistant, the interim coach, is it Gage?
David Braun.
I don't know where I was getting Gage from. Braun, that just was his first. Actually, we just got there a year ago in January. For the job that he's doing, that team could have easily just said, you know what? As far as that goes, they could have easily said, we're not playing at all. Yeah. With all the craziness that was going on at Northwestern, what's happening there, those guys could have easily folded tents and I'm done. That same Northwestern team beat Minnesota last week. The people in Minnesota, the things I've been kind of reading online, a few buddies that live in Minneapolis are saying that PJ Fleck's seat is getting hot. I'm like, man, get the heck out of here with that. Yeah. But it shows you how quickly people forget. What have you done for me lately?
Exactly.
And then, of course, they banging out with Penn State early, but you knew at probably that third, fourth quarter, Penn State, because of their depth, because of their talent, was just going to wear Northwestern down.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. But Northwestern, man, that's why I say, fellas, there's not a game on our schedule that I say, I feel comfortable with this game. Not a single game.
But also, guys, Nebraska's got a pretty favorable stretch. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, all right. What else we got for history, gentlemen?
That's all I have for today. I just thought that was interesting, man.
Raff, what you got for us?
I've got a birthday. He would have turned 81 today. Steve Sable, one of the founding fathers of NFL film. Pretty much everything you see with Red Zone Network, Sunday Ticket, all that stuff. If it isn't for Steve Sable and Ed Sable, you probably wouldn't be seeing any of this right now. Hopefully the NFL Hall of Fame, I know I ask all the time for certain people to get into the Hall of Fame, but Steve Sable needs to be inducted into the Hall of Fame posthumously. He probably should have went in. I think the year they inducted his father, Ed, I think they should have put them both in together, but hopefully the Hall of Fame will get that fixed and get that remedied to get Steve Sable along with his father to join his father there in Canton at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. He did a lot, man. That's for sure. Did a lot.
Now, guys, I do have to throw this out there. Oh, sorry about that. A little loud there. I do have to throw this out there. This Thursday, and just as we're going to break, this Thursday, the 93.7 The Ticket grand opening on Thursday night. And so 6 p.m., or I believe 6 p.m. is when we're open the doors. We're catering. We're having food. We're having beverages.
This Thursday night?
We're hanging out. Yep, this Thursday, October 5th.
Where am I at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm in town.
So there you go. Thursday,
We'll have to do
October
that.
5th.
We'll
come
have to
on,
do it.
come on down. It's
Come
open,
on down.
open to the public.
6 to 9.
Come hang out. 6 to
I'm
whatever.
going to need the Raff's Roadies to come out and support for me since I won't be there. So Raff's Roadies, come join.
Well, we'll see. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Folks, we'll be back to break down this past weekend's game. Nebraska, of course, against Michigan did not go our way whatsoever. We'll be right back. The Drive, AD and Raff.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. This week, they have your tailgate needs and more. Enjoy 80% lean ground beef for just $2.99 per pound, USDA Choice Tri-Tip for $8.99 per pound, and all natural boneless, skinless chicken breasts for $1.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive. Always honest answers.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call The Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages: deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at The Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
After being Lincoln's #1 trusted plumbing, heating, and cooling company for 27 years, John Henry's is proud to announce we now offer electrical services. Call today to book a full range of electrical services by our licensed, background-checked professional electricians. John Henry's, our family serving yours.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Now offering electrical.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mostly sunny skies. It'll be breezy and hot this afternoon as well, with a high of around 94. Tonight, mainly clear skies. It'll be warm with an overnight low of around 71. And tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms are likely. We'll see an afternoon high of around 82. Meteorologist Kyle Puckett from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Welcome into The Drive with AD and Raff. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
Brought to you by Sandhills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is Monday. We wish we could share some more good news. But
yeah.
I tell you what, a score of 45-7 is not good news. Here, okay, I'm going to preface it this way to start off, y'all. If there's a silver lining in this game, and it's going to be a bleak one, but you see how far you have to go. That's my silver lining. That's going to make maybe 0 sense to some of you, but I think it will make a lot of sense to you. We see exactly the measuring stick, if you would. And Michigan is number 2 in the country for a reason. They know who they are. They know why they do what they do. And I'm going to say this, folks, first of all, I'm not surprised by the win. There's nothing in that game that did surprise me. I mean, I'm just quite honest. There's nothing in that game that surprised me in that you're playing against a team that has an established culture. They know who they are. Let me say this too, though. Just 4 years ago, they were called. Think about this. His new contract, Harbaugh's new contract, is a reduction.
Well, yeah, and remember, because Nebraska copycatted Michigan on how they handled Scott Frost.
Absolutely. That same year, they had to realize that, you know what? Harbaugh said, I'm going to change some things up. And it took them a couple years to get it going. Here's my silver lining. Nebraska sees where the elite teams are at in the conference. Okay. They felt every bit of that 45-7. And think about this. They played 4 quarterbacks. Michigan did. All right.
Yeah.
4 quarterbacks. That game was over. It was over middle of the third quarter, even before then, as far as that goes.
They put their backup quarterback in with 5 minutes and change in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here's my take on it. That's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, if you're Nebraska, you are sick to your stomach at that, because a team felt so confident that it was over, no matter what the scoreboard said.
Yeah.
And that they were like, yeah, we're gonna make some subs right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get not just their backups, they get not just their third strings in, their fourth strings.
Yeah.
They suited up 4 guys. They had 4 quarterbacks travel saying, hey, yeah, we'll see if you get in. And what did he get? He got in.
I think everybody that made the flight from Ann Arbor played on Saturday.
Man.
I think the entire team that they brought in got some tick on Saturday. Final score, of course, 45-7. I mean, it was the first quarter, 9:20 in the game. Wilson, 29-yard pass, McCarthy, touchdown. Mullins, 20-yard rushing touchdown. And that run right there, it wasn't a long run, but it was an explosive run. The way he shot through that hole on the left side, it was done with authority. Then the second quarter, they scored 2 more times in the second quarter, scored again in the third, scored 2 times in the fourth quarter. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this, man. Raff and Nick, I'm asking you both this. Were you surprised at the physical dominance, though?
Go ahead, Raff.
I'd like to say yes, but I guess I really was not, because going into that game, we really hadn't played anybody physical, smash mouth type style. So I was interested and curious to see how Nebraska's defense would react to that. I'm not sure what the tape showed out. I know Coach Rule said he would watch the tape after the game and see, because I know right after the game, I think it was Sipple that asked about getting pushed around, and Rule was like, well, I don't know if it was so much getting pushed around, if it was so much strategy, but from me watching it, it just looked like they were the more dominant team. But like you said, there is the silver lining there that Nebraska saw where they want to go, where they need to be. So by taking the beating the way they did, you can take it 2 ways. You can put your tail between your legs and run away, or you work harder, you grind harder, you get some heart, and you go out and, like, Coach Rule said, you'll find out on Friday night. So I'm hoping Nebraska takes that route to where they saw what it was like to be dominated, and maybe because it comes down to you've got to work harder, you got to play harder, you've got to block harder. It's all going above and beyond where you think is good. You've got to go beyond that to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear from Matt Rule about that. Did Nebraska match Michigan's physicality?
I think they're a really good team. I think I don't want to sit here right now and say that our guys didn't want to play hard. I don't think that. I think that would lie who they are and the team that they are. They're the number 2 team in the nation. Played in a lot of ball games. They didn't play great last week. I'm sure. I kind of alluded to it the other day with you guys. Like, we were the number 1 rush offense and rush defense in the Big Ten going into here. He was going to come out and try to run for 300 yards against us to send a message. Like, you don't stay the big dog in the Big Ten without sending those types of messages. So I don't know that it was an intensity. I don't know. I still think our guys are trying to figure out if they're good enough to play, sometimes to play these teams. I didn't feel us necessarily, Steve, cutting loose and ripping and, going, attacking them. And that's kind of where we have to get to be quite honest with you. I addressed the older guys after the game. I addressed the younger guys after the game because the younger guys will play these guys again. There's only one way to play these types of games and win these types of games. That's to attack. But I don't want to belie who they are. They're really good.
So I said this on Saturday's post-game show, and I kind of want to get this thought from the texters that may have not been listening on Saturday. So 402-464-5685. Guys, is it just me or and AD Raff, please tell me if I'm out of bounds on this. This idea that Nebraska's players don't think or don't know yet if they are good enough to play against Michigan, that I don't like that idea, because here's the deal. And AD, as somebody that played at Nebraska, and Raff is obviously somebody who experienced it at its peak. If you're at Nebraska, you're good enough to play against anybody. That's what it was. There's no reason that should ever have changed. Mm-hmm. There's no reason that idea should not be the same. Whether you win or lose on Saturday, this idea that you're playing for Nebraska, I think that's really telling, because we've continued to hear Matt Rule say that and say stuff like that. These guys are afraid to lose, or they're learning how to win, or they're still deciding whether or not they don't believe that they're good enough to play against top 20 teams in the country, or in this case, a top 2 team in the country. You're at Nebraska. Like that. If Nebraska is viewed both in the state and nationally and down in Memorial Stadium as we all believe it should be, or believe it is, or where we want it to go, then there's no doubt in your mind that you're good enough to play against anybody. Mm-hmm. And if there is, then you shouldn't be playing at Nebraska. That speaks like there's a little bit of an issue to where it's like, who are the guys that they're putting out there on Saturday? If they're not confident, they should not be suiting up for Nebraska. Mm-hmm. So I sometimes just like kind of shrug my shoulders at that at times when we hear those types of comments, because Nebraska, where we're talking about what it should be, where we need to go, what Nebraska's fan base deserves, it's not guys that don't know if they're good enough or don't know if they should be playing against Michigan out there. It's guys that want to go and kick Michigan's ass. Mm-hmm. That's what Nebraska needs.
Yeah.
And if Matt Rule's saying it time and time again, about once a week or every other week, we hear it, unfortunately, that kind of causes me a little bit of concern about some of the guys down there that they have in terms of players. I don't know.
You know what, Nick? Everything you're saying is spot on. Here's what I'm going to say a little bit. Not a little bit. Here's what I'm going to say. Since Coach Osborne, you've had Coach Solich. You had Bill Callahan. You had Bo Pelini. You had Mike Riley. You had Scott Frost. Now you have another coach that is trying to establish something where these guys don't understand. What I mean by Rule's point is this. I don't like the statement per se, but here's the thing in his defense. These guys don't understand the Nebraska way, Nick.
Well, and this isn't a thing like with I'm not trying to attack Matt Rule at this.
No, by no means.
This is me saying, maybe putting things into perspective about some of the guys down at Nebraska,
right?
About some of the players that, and yes, this is why we can go through the same old song and dance of like, this is why you're bringing a guy like Matt Rule for a long-term commitment and a long-term yes, that's all true, but still, like in year one of a coach, you should still be able to instill confidence in these guys to where they feel like they're good enough, or that they feel like they're confident enough and that they have good enough football playing ability to go up against anybody. Mm-hmm. Because as a competitor, you should be licking your chops to go play against number 2 Michigan on your home turf.
Home turf.
Because those don't come around very often.
No.
You don't get a chance to knock off a perennial conference, or I shouldn't say perennial, a team that's been to back-to-back playoffs on your home turf when the weather's still nice and your fan base is as energized as this one still is, because you are a 500 team. You don't get that.
Yeah. And you know the thing about it, Nick, what you bring up too, man, these guys, man, have to if this butt whooping did not light a fire in them, I don't know what's going to. I mean, regardless of what coach rules, just as a competitor, you got to say, okay, we got boat race 42 to 7, 45-7. Okay.
Basically 45-0.
Because that last touchdown came with, a few seconds left in the game, which that was a bright spot. I like seeing Fleeks, that speed, that breakaway speed that he had on there. It's against the reserves, grit of tape, but he was a reserve as well. But there was some pride that was shown on that. But it's like a game like this, this whole week, because here's the reality, folks. Illinois is not going to give a rat's tail how bad you feel about getting blown out on Saturday. They're going to come ready to play ball.
Because guess what?
Night game of Champaign.
They got blown out too.
Yes. They're going to be ready to play. So I don't like hearing, here's the only thing I don't like to hear. Well, they're a great team. We know they're a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Just on pride alone. There were times in that game watching it, and I watched it again last night. Just, on YouTube's got the quick, it shows you the top 27 plays. So I was watching it again last night. There were some plays out there they just almost resigned. You know what? We lost this one. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Now, and I know that Rule and his staff have got a long way to go. They know that. He mentioned that 2 weeks ago. You know what you got when you got me, which I get that aspect. But I don't like seeing a team just get blown out 45-0.
Well, and I'm gonna take something that Jay Foreman said on the post-game show. And I want to make sure people know Jay said this and not me. Not a single team in college football should be 45 points better than Nebraska.
No.
Not a single team in the Big Ten should be better than 40. Should be 45 or 38 if we want to be statistically correct. 38 points than Nebraska. And so you sit here like they should have a disgusting taste in their mouth. They should go horrible out. I mean, because that was your opportunity, and we continue to say this. And Raff, I want to get your thoughts here on this. But like we continue to talk about how Nebraska each year gets opportunities on the national stage because of who they are. Number one, the Nebraska brand, because people watch Nebraska, right? And there's also, I think, people that, they get opportunities on the national stage because they have played some tougher opponents in the last couple of years. But you know what I thought about when I was driving away from the station on Saturday night? Thank goodness Nebraska's not in the Big Ten East. That's all I continued thinking about. Because if Nebraska had to play Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, Maryland, Maryland's averaging, outscoring opponents. Maryland's 5-0, by the way. Maryland is outscoring opponents on average for it's like 40-13 in their games.
They're putting in work, man.
And they come to Lincoln in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm sitting here going, Nebraska, unfortunately, has in the Big Ten Conference limited spots to face top of the country type of talent in terms of a Michigan, Ohio State. They'll play one or maybe two of them in a year. And every single time Nebraska somehow folds over. And Jay and I talked about this right out of the gate on the post-game show. Unfortunately, at some point, Nebraska's got to get tired of getting their butt whooped. Like the players at this point, got to get tired of getting your butt whooped.
Yeah, there's got to be. Raff, go ahead, man.
Well, no, I was just thinking too. A lot of that it goes to the psychology. For the last 10 years, Nebraska, every time you hear a team above average to good, it's like a freak out. Like, oh my gosh, how's Nebraska going to play with so and so? And to me, I hear this and I think to myself, you got some of the best sports psychologists in the nation living in Lincoln, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. Some guy I forgot his name. Jack Stark. You've got these people. He's a regent, for God's sakes. You use these people. I mean, he's one of the best sports psychologists in the country, if not the world. You got Doc Widman, who lives in Lincoln, Nebraska. You have all these resources from a sports psychology standpoint, because over the last 10 years, every time Nebraska plays somebody of any, like they made Georgia Southern a great team last year before they even stepped on the field. And Georgia Southern was not a good team. There's got to come a time when, where your mentals match up to when you walk on the field, you believe you can win. Like I got that feeling after the first, Nebraska's down 14-0. It wasn't, okay, we're going to come back, we're going to fight. It was more like, oh, here we go again. You've got to change that mental standpoint that you're going to win no matter what.
And you talk about the mental aspect of it, and I'm all for the psychologists and they getting the help, etc. But when I look at these numbers right here, you look at this. Okay, Josh Fleeks, 1 carry, 74 yards, 1 for a touchdown. Okay, that was that. End of the game was we were down 45 points. Anthony Grant, 6 carries for 16 yards. Emmett Johnson, 2 carries for 9 yards. Bonner, 2 carries for 5 yards. Kemp, 1 carry for 4 yards. Heinrich, 9 for 29. Heinrich was sacked 4 times. You know what that shows me? Want to.
Yeah.
Michigan simply wanted to dominate the game, and they imposed their will. So at the end of the day, I mean, of course the stars count. I mean, talent counts. Development counts. But at the end of the day, you have to have something you can't measure, and that's just the heart. You got to eventually say, I'm sick of getting pushed around like this, and I'm tired of getting beat up. That's the bottom line. Because what these stats show is a team that says, we're going to run the ball down your throat and make you like it. There were times that their quarterback, JJ, there were times he had literally 5 seconds to get rid of the ball. He's back there taking his time. We had no push whatsoever. We got physically dominated that entire game on both sides of the ball. And folks, at the end of the day, coaches can say all they want to say. Eventually, they got to get the point across. But players got to take some ownership and on themselves. See, the onus comes on us, man. We're tired of getting beat down like this. And think about it, you can't be just tired of it. You have to be sick and tired of being freaking embarrassed in your own stadium over and over and over. That's the part right there to where a coach can do all they want. Eventually, those 110 guys got to come together and say, fellas, look, are we committed or not? Because we are just getting blasted and embarrassed every time they're a perennial opponent that comes in the house. Eventually, you got to just say, you know what? This is about want to. X's and O's, all that, you got to have that true. But at the end of the day, it comes to a heart check. Do you want to do this or not? And if you don't, find the guys to do. Excuse after excuse after excuse. Well, they this, well, they that. At the end of the day, do you want to be physical or not?
Well, and to this point, for what we've seen, unfortunately, is that they don't. Or they say they do, but they don't actually want to be. I mean, here's the deal. I think when you look at some parts of the games, there's definitely play calling, there's sequences. There are decision making that you can all point to. It's a culmination of it all, I think, at this point, right? Everybody can talk about the 4th and 1 play that we definitely want. I think I definitely want to get into with you guys, because I was pretty fired up, unfortunately, with the sequence of play call and how they operate on that 4th and 1. And I guess we only got a couple minutes left, so we can go ahead and get into this.
Nick, here's the thing, man. I'm and Raff, I'm telling you this. This is year 1.
It is
4 games into the season for Rule. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
By no means am I judging him by 4 games year 1.
No,
I'm going to put that out there.
You're absolutely right.
The guy, I mean, we knew this was going to be a process, and you look at our roster, it's young, but eventually it comes down to the players too. He's not letting Rule off the hook, and nor would he want to be off the hook. There's nobody being off the hook, but eventually the players got to get together and just kind of just say, you know what, we're sick of this, man. Mm-hmm. There's got to come some responsibility onto them to say, you know what,
absolutely,
all this talking and yip, let's just go do it on the field. Let's just want to stuff,
I think
man.
part of something that makes college football great and everybody loves it is because on any given day, on any given evening, on any given weekend, the underdog can beat somebody. Mm-hmm. Why? Because there's 18 to 23 or now 24-year-old athletes out there. They're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be perfect, but Nebraska is it feels like Nebraska is physically, mentally, emotionally unable to be that underdog that knocks somebody off.
Mm-hmm.
It always feels that way.
And you know what, Nick?
And a lot of that's, sorry to interrupt,
No,
a lot of that's credit to the opponent, whether that's Michigan in this case, whether it was Ohio State in 2019, whether it was Illinois in 2021. It doesn't matter. It always feels like Nebraska, there's this unimaginable hill that's just so steep and so high, and there's snow coming down. There's an avalanche, and Nebraska can't just make its way up over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like, as to Raff's point, when Michigan went up 14-0, it was like this lead feels insurmountable.
Yeah.
At 14-0, that is not the case. That should not be the situation at Nebraska, number one. That should not be the case in your home stadium against anybody, whether they're the number 2 team in the country or whether they were a 3-9 ball club last year.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have felt good the previous week if Louisiana Tech went up 14-0. That's not the case anymore. Like
Right.
I remember even in the peak that I've been around watching Nebraska football, which is not even close to when you guys were around, AD.
Yeah.
Not even close. If Nebraska went down 10-0 to a lesser opponent, you're sitting there going, all right, cool. Well, that's all right. There's still 3.5 quarters left.
We'll get it back.
There was 7 minutes in the first quarter, 9 minutes left in the first quarter, and fans were leaving the stadium.
Yeah.
I don't care how hot it is. That should not be the situation.
No, if they felt that there was
That's
a
why
chance to come
their
back.
second string quarterback was going so early in the game because Harbaugh knew that it was over.
Well, I think too, guys, when you look at it from this aspect too, if yesterday, Saturday was a stark reminder of the importance of recruiting and retention and development. You look at in the past 4 years of recruiting classes and how many of those guys are gone, not even here. And so each year it seemed like you were starting from ground zero again. You don't develop depth when guys are bailing out of here like the Titanic.
Yeah.
And it shows you have to have stability to build a program. We're not deep. We got a lot of young guys, but we're not deep, man, at all. And that's why this whole thing with rule 2 or 3 years from now, I mean, we literally need at least 2 more recruiting classes to start establishing some of the depth that we have, because it shows you, heck, even Michigan's 4th and 5th team was coming in and putting in work.
Well, and that's what I think was, I mean, I understand the whole Nebraska at that point was down by however many scores, 4 touchdowns or whatever, right? But I mean, you turn on that film and Nebraska's starters or guys that have played significant time this year are getting whooped by Michigan's 3rd string offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't care how good of a program you are. That's a pride thing, guys.
Yeah, that's that want to.
That's that pride when it's, hey, yeah. What quarter was this? This was the 3rd quarter against their 3rd strings.
Mm-hmm.
And Nebraska still couldn't get push. They still Nebraska needs to find this inner fire that it seems like they just don't have. There's this. We talked about playing up to their expectation or being able to just get this mentality to where we're going to run this ball down your throat. Michigan did that for however many plays that they had on offense. Every single play, they had that inner fire and Nebraska on 4th and 1 couldn't do it once.
Not once.
Not once.
No.
They couldn't, where it's, listen, it's okay to we're all sitting here saying, we're not saying Nebraska's offensive line is better than Michigan's defensive line or that Michigan's defensive line should have gotten pushed around by Nebraska. That's not the case.
Right.
But on one play, in probably the exact turning point of this game to where people felt like it was insurmountable was on that 4th and 1. And whether it was the play call, whatever it may be, the inability to say, to basically just go, you know what? I know that through maybe 4 quarters, you might be better than me, but on this play, I'm going to be better than you.
One play.
The inability to do that, to go and take that fire and just go, you're not stopping me on this play. Maybe the next play, maybe the following play. But in that situation, when Nebraska's offense moved at the smoothest and quickest that they had all day and got in the red zone, I love the idea of going forward on 4th and 1. I thought Nebraska needed to reinvigorate the fan base, the stadium, all that. But the inability to not even on one play be able to have any push or use that inner fire or find it. That's an indictment on some of the players.
I agree 100%, bro. This game to me, before we go to break, and we'll come back, discuss a little bit more, then we hop into the NFL, but because when you get beat this bad, the handwriting's on the wall. It's just got to be want to, man. I mean, it's got to be want to. And personally, I'm going to be interested to see how this team responds on Friday night. I think you're going to see a lot about the makeup and the heart of this team come Friday night in Champaign, because you beat me by 38 points. Man, if that doesn't get a rise out of you, that doesn't spark something this week, and some of those players saying, you know what, we don't need the coaches in here right now. We need to have a talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Who's committed to this thing and who's not? Because that was just embarrassing, man, on every aspect of the game. I mean, there was, as far as grades go, there was a D all the way down the road, if not F's on some of them. If not, and I think even D's be gracious as far as that goes, but it's just got to come down to 1, 2. We can talk X's and O's, and granted, we know they have more 5 stars, they're established, etc. But throw the stars the hell out the kitchen. Eventually, you got to have some fire in your heart. The heck with the stars.
Yeah, and find it.
Absolutely.
Just one, I mean, you're talking about 1 out of, I don't know, what did Nebraska have in a low amount, on the low side, 40 or 50 plays on offense.
Yeah, it's
you couldn't find a fire against their starters, their second team, or their third string. One play.
It's a hard issue, man. It becomes a hard issue. Bottom line.
It's really disappointing, unfortunately.
Well, we'll be back, folks. 9.7 The Ticket. Drive.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Is your backyard ready for fun with friends and family this fall? GE Landscape Supply has pavers and boulders, which are a great accent for any landscaping project. And you can find them at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere, nearby or far away. Stop by at 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Go to gelandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Our sales, precision ag, parts, and service teams are ready to serve you this planning season. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
October is full of sports, with football and volleyball reaching mid-season and basketball and winter sports starting up. All the excitement of the games brings major stress, and stress causes tight muscles and pain. It's time to call the Body Shop, your place in Lincoln for all types of massages: deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Eliminate the pain from sports watching stress today with a massage at the Body Shop at 48th and A and online at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Guys, you've heard me tell you all about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. But it's not just me. Folks all over town are getting into shape with the FXB program. Guys like Ryan, who joined at the same time I did a year and a half ago.
Yeah, Mark, I'm in better shape than I have been in quite some time. The people at Farrell's are awesome. The instructors keep the workouts fun, and the owners are engaged and committed to the success of all of their members.
The next Farrell's 10-week challenge begins on October 7th, and ticket listeners get $150 off enrollment. Just head to theticketfm.com. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is The Drive with AD and Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we're back. It is a new month, new week, October 2nd. Short week for football, man, because they will be leaving on Thursday, I would assume, to get to Champaign, Illinois for the night game that's going to take place there. 7 p.m. kickoff, Nick?
I believe 6.
6 o'clock kickoff?
I'm pretty sure 6 o'clock. One thing I was going to say when we were talking about volleyball earlier was, how about Nebraska volleyball getting on a Saturday night, right? Mm-hmm. And this shows the fans, the fan support. Saturday night, and when the Big Ten Network could be airing football games, they're airing Nebraska volleyball.
Absolutely.
Let's not just skip over that. So
they're getting it done. Also going to mention this: women's soccer team gets to win at Northwestern yesterday, 3-2. A very closely contested game in Evanston, Illinois. Yeah. I was seeing the video, man. That soccer field is sweet.
Yeah,
right along Lake Michigan, I believe what that is.
I'm pretty sure it doubles as their field hockey.
Really?
Their field hockey turf as well.
It looks good. Yeah. It looks good.
Once again, Chris Raff joins us on the Allo VIP line. VIP line brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. Henry fills in chimes in and gives us its 7 p.m. kick. So I appreciate that,
Thanks,
Henry. All right, Raff, I guess going into Illinois, I mean, this is a team here that got blown out from Kansas earlier in the non-con. They lost to Purdue and their former defensive coordinator, who's now the current head coach of Purdue. How do you see this one happening or going, I should say? Because Illinois is without a lot of pieces that they had last year. No Chase Brown, no Sidney Brown for that matter. They had a defensive back who was drafted 5th overall by the Seahawks as well. They're very different team than maybe they were last year, but they're still a traditional Big Ten West team led by Brett Bielema.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is a crucial game. I would say, for the entire rest of the season, if Nebraska has those aspirations of making a bowl game, this is the game. This is the game that they need, and it'll be huge for them. That it'll be a road game, night game, Friday night. There's a lot of good that can be earned from this game. But on the other hand, if they come out and make Illinois into a juggernaut, which they are not, then we're in the same boat as we are this week.
It's something I want to say, Nick, on that game Friday. And Raff, you mentioned him. That's just something these are just want-to games.
Exactly.
And as I looked at the stat sheet this morning, looked over this weekend, and watched that, like I said, watched the clips again last night. There were some of those plays. There's too many plays that were just want to.
Mm-hmm.
You had Michigan's third and fourth string just wanting to continue to. They were pitching for a shutout. Make no bones about it. They were pitching for a shutout, and they were pissed when Fleeks got that touchdown.
Well, and you can't argue with the idea maybe that they're fighting for that second spot on the depth chart.
You better believe it.
And maybe that's part of maybe what's missing at Nebraska is to where Nebraska's first teamers aren't fighting or being pushed to fight for their starting job. And that's just the players. Once again, that's not.
It's
that's
a mindset,
just maybe
man.
an indictment on the roster. I guess.
It's a mindset. And again, I'm going to say that this is not an excuse. It's just a reality. When you have recruiting classes that you can't retain, like we haven't for the past 5 years, you're going to see the attrition and you're going to see the lack of depth that we have right now at every position. You guys, we moved a wide receiver to running back. Now, it's rare that you have two of your top guys go down in the season. I get that, too, in the same game as well. But at the same time, that's the other positions as well, though, man. So we have to get recruiting class and retain and keep them as far as that goes, man. That's the thing you have to do. And you look about this game against Friday night coming up. Raff and Nick, I'm telling you right now, man, if this is a game, and first of all, I'm going to say this. I'm going to bleed Nebraska regardless.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised. I'm going to bleed Nebraska regardless. Throw all the wins. I'm a Nebraska fan. It's okay to criticize a product that's not performing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at, when I say never, I never chime into these fan group message boards, and there's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes I'll see a person drop, constructive criticism. Man, this is terrible. And someone will say, well, you're not a real fan. No, if I care, I'm going to say something. I'm going to feel a type of way about it.
And it feels so synonymous.
Yeah,
so maybe what we had the last couple of years where it's like, hey, at least you still have people that care.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to tell you this.
We're having this narrative of like, if they didn't care, then they wouldn't be criticizing. They wouldn't be just talking about it. They wouldn't be showing up.
Raff, Nick, you're right on. You're spot on, Nick. Because here's the worst thing for a program. Raff has heard me say this for years. The worst thing for a program is not criticism. It's apathy.
Yep.
Because when apathy kicks in, you know what apathy is? I don't care if they win or lose. In fact, I think I'll mow the lawn on Saturday. In fact, I think we're going on vacation. Oh, Nebraska plays today. That is your biggest problem with the program. It's not criticism, it's apathy. Because when apathy kicks in, kind of like it is with my Steelers right now, that's when you got a problem. Because it doesn't matter to you if they win or lose anymore. So when you have criticism, that means people still care. People are still invested. People still want to see you successful. But when they don't say anything anymore, that's when you better worry. It's the same thing in athletics. When a coach no longer gets on you, even when you're screwing up, that's when you better worry, because that's basically when the coach has basically said to you, I don't believe this kid has it in him, so I'm not going to say anything. All right?
Yeah.
So when a program's fans are still hot on your tail and pissed off and disappointed and venting, now there is constructive criticism and there is uninformed criticism. But when you're pissed off because your team is getting boat raced, that's a good thing. When they don't say anything is when you better start worrying.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and it's unfortunate because I think we all got to this point where in the offseason it was, it's okay that it's going to take a couple years. It's okay until maybe you see it on the field, and I think it's a lot harder once we, as Nebraska fans, we see maybe how far Nebraska has to go or how much work Nebraska staff has ahead of them. Mm-hmm. And I think for anybody, whether it was Urban Meyer, whether it was Scott Frost, whether it was Matt Rule in this situation, there's doubt that without helping it creeps in.
Yeah.
There's concern. There's just, all right, we're going to be cautious. We'll see what happens. Well, I don't know what's going to go on. I think there's a little bit of concern here, even though we're only 5 games into a 9-year contract. But you're sitting here at 2-3. One thing that's important to say, guys, and as DP always says it, if a win against Illinois, nobody talks about Michigan.
Right.
Everything.
It's going to be important.
A win against Illinois keeps you in the heart of the Big Ten West race.
The Big Ten West is wide open.
Big Ten championship game.
What's that?
So we want Michigan, Big Ten championship game.
You might.
Too soon, right?
Yeah,
Too soon.
You might want Michigan. I'll take Indiana.
Few of the text lines here. Sanderson says, "So is the soccer team undefeated?" I don't think they've.
No,
they've tied one.
They've had a couple losses. Just really tough losses. They lost at number 4 Penn State earlier in the season on a last minute goal. They've lost a couple heartbreakers, but certainly a team that's on the fringe of a top 25 program. And make sure you're tuning in on Ticket Weeknights because we just added a soccer show with Sammy Hawk and Sarah Weber. So if you want to keep ties on the program and keep cognizant of what's going on with Nebraska soccer, make sure you tune into that one.
I'm gonna read a few of these. Professor Rick, what's up, brother? He says 43-year South Stadium season ticket holder, 2 seasons watching from home may make it hard to renew our tickets in 2027. When South Stadium reopens, our kids and grandkids don't even want them. Give up 2 West Side tickets a couple of years ago since none of our family wanted to use them. See, that's the part you don't want to see happen, because the reality is this: when you don't put a product on the field, and where people are investing their time, resources, and money in there, eventually start putting those resources somewhere else. That's why I say criticism is good. You want criticism as far as that goes. 3 unknown texter, preach, apathy will take us down. My man, it definitely will. Tulane Tanner, what's up, man? Yeah, man, we're just trying to share the truth about it, man. It's good to be back, John and Cortland. It's good to be back. I'm glad you got a heck of a Friday last week. Yes. I hope you have a great day as well, my man. Unknown texter says, AD, my wife kicks me out of the house because I cannot stand to watch bad football by us. And I bleed red, but I say enough, brother. Hey, man, I'm with you. It's hard to watch. It's frustrating. And I hope our frustration, I hope their intensity begins to match our frustration, what we've been seeing in big games like this, man. So,
guys, I mean, as much as we're talking about the negatives, I mean, we're not even halfway through the year yet, right? This is the halfway mark. Like this is a very, very important stretch for Nebraska football from a scheduling standpoint, because you are now fully engulfed in Big Ten play.
Yeah,
especially after this week, you in the Big Ten West division, especially, nobody looks good. Actually, everybody looks pretty bad in terms of an X's and O standpoint. And so like I hate saying this, everything you want is in front of you,
Nick.
Everything you want is in front of you, and this is a very important 3 weeks, I guess, because you have Illinois.
And you got an off week.
Then you have an opportunity with a bye to get better. Then you follow that up with Purdue or Maryland.
Well, you got Illinois, you got a bye, you got Northwestern, Purdue, at Michigan State,
gotcha,
Maryland at home, at Wisconsin, Iowa.
So
there's not a game on this schedule that is like, oh, I like this one.
Well, let me tell you, let me pull up a statistic from the last 4 years and change. Nebraska has never won under Scott Frost. Not once did they win going into a bye week or coming out of a bye week. I'll repeat that. Not once did they win going into a bye week, the game before a bye week, or the game immediately after the bye week.
They got opportunity.
And there was no reason that a team should not be prepared, should not be physically ready or mentally ready coming out of a bye week.
Yeah.
So Nebraska in these 3 weeks has an opportunity to go into off week with a little bit of momentum and a Big Ten West victory. And then they also have a chance to do something that Nebraska hasn't done in the last 4.5 years. And that's win the first game out of a bye week and show, hey, yeah, we use this off week productively.
Absolutely. Use it. And think about it. We're still, the good thing about it, the bright side of it, we're getting some good recruits that are still coming to visit, because the people say, well, what are they seeing? Well, I think what these recruits are seeing is I can come in here and play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can come in here and play.
And that's what's interesting, because I asked Jay that on Saturday night. Nebraska hosted 50 recruits on Saturday, guys. 50 against number 2 Michigan. And all the pregame festivities, everything leading up to the game was awesome. It was everything Nebraska probably could have hoped for, right? Great fan base, great energy in Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
But I asked Jay, I said, if you're one of those 50 recruits, what are you saying after that game? You're saying one of two things. The Jay Foremans of the world are saying, well, shoot, I can come in, I can start right away. But maybe some other guys are saying, why in the world would I come here?
Yeah.
And you hope that over 50, or you hope that the majority of those 50 guys are the Jay Foremans, the Aaron Davises, the Terrell Farleys that are saying, shoot, I can come in and start. Let's hope that. Go ahead, Raff.
We're Was Dylan Raiola, was he considered one of the 50, or was he just with his brother?
He was with his brother. Dayton was visiting this weekend. His younger brother and Dylan came for support.
You know, unknown texter from Kansas had a good point. Retention is based on culture. Nebraska's had a toxic culture for some time a while. If Coach Rule can keep the current players and continue to get good, decent players, and that's where it turns around. We can only hope and believe. And I agree with you on that, unknown texter 4725. Culture starts from the top, and it's how you do everything. You know, recruit, practice, workout, etc. So, like I said, 4 games in his administration. Like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I still got high hopes. I still believe he can turn this thing around. 4 games is obviously we would have liked to see a different
5
result.
now.
5 games then.
Yeah.
We would like to see a different result on Saturday. But you know what? Growing pains suck. And I know you guys and gals, we've been hearing that for a long time in Nebraska. But just like I would want someone to give me a chance, we got to give this guy a chance, see what he can do, man. You know, it sucks. Losing sucks. But again, criticism is not your enemy. Apathy is.
Yeah.
Folks, we'll be right back with RGT and also the AD Attitude Adjustment on this new Monday, on this new week, on this new month. We'll be right back. The Drive.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in September. Try their new pizza bagel with pepperoni and fresh mozzarella grilled on a sun-dried tomato bagel. And try their Karma Latte, as 10% of proceeds from that drink will go to the Great Plains Trail Network. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
An entire week of celebrating Lincoln's Craft Brewers is just around the corner. October 2nd through the 8th is Lincoln Craft Beer Week. Head to lincoln.org/beer-week for a complete schedule of events at your favorite local establishments. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Hello, this is Mary Pat Waite. I've had the privilege of working with Lincoln families as their realtor for more than 31 years, and I'm so proud to be associated with MP Dodge Real Estate. For me, your transaction is unique in its own way. My experience allows me to bring you trusted care and a really great outcome. My NP Dodge family shares the same client focus.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our big fall sales underway, and the new truck incentives are off the charts. Over $5,000 in discounts on select new Sierras and Silverados, and 0.9% interest rates. Yes, you heard right. $5,000 off, 0.9% interest rates on select new trucks here at Koppel. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street and check out that great small-town vibe with big city deals. We look forward to seeing you, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Tanner's Bar and Grill, Vinny Creekat, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Chris Raff on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back for the last segment. We got DP in the house with us on this one too. DP, what's happening, my man?
Everything's happening. Everything is happening. Everything is happening. I spent the entire weekend trying to make good, finding the good in everything, no matter what it is, trying to find some blessing in it, trying to find some good in it. So rewatching the Huskers, trying to find the good in it, right?
Yeah.
The things that you can build from, the things that give you opportunity. The negative things are going to show up as part of the conversation. You got to tell the truth. It's okay. In your opinion, your opinion matters less than what you know to be true. And so to give people some perspective, 2-3 is 2-3. Doesn't matter who you beat, doesn't matter who you lost to. 2-3 is what it is. And then I say this because in coaching, it's what I work from. There's nothing wrong with this team that a win won't cure. There's not one thing that we can't move on from to win Friday night. You can get into the likelihood, you can get into the possibility, you can get into the friction, because there's always friction.
Just win.
But having a plan for friction is one of the greatest talents in life. There are those that get caught up in the friction and they go backwards. There are those that stand still and just get eaten alive.
Right.
Or there are those exceptional situations, circumstances, people that take the friction and use it to propel. Now, short week, got a lot of film to watch. What you do with the film, how you evaluate what assets you have, because is everybody healthy? No. Who's healthy? Okay, we get some idea. What did we see on film? Is it fixable? Is it changeable? Or is it just is? That's what we're going to find out this week.
Yeah.
Like this week, I said this to Jay Foreman 8 weeks ago, and we had a long, heated discussion about it. And I said, this team could be 4-8 or 8-4, and we'll know more after Michigan. I said, because that's the real evaluator.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell me all the other stuff, but when you face the standard,
then you know where you are. You know who you are. And it wasn't good enough on Saturday. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough.
I don't want to watch that game again.
Well, no, but Nick,
I mean, it's important though.
But you need to watch it again.
I was going to say exactly.
You need to watch it again and watch it with different eyes. This is how I tell people. I always tell administrators who maybe don't know all the X's and O's, right? But they're evaluating results, and I'm like, let me show you something. A way to process watching game film. To simplify it, watch the game from the middle of the field out.
Right.
And you can pick any 20 plays, but watch the middle of the field, whether it's offensively or defensively. If you watch Nebraska's ability or inability to win from Ben Scott to play side of the ball, it tells you everything. Because if your numbers are good and you're outnumbering them and you're not winning, it's talent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If your numbers are even and you're not winning, you've got some room to work. If you're being outnumbered, then you have to change your process. You got to change the scheme.
Right. Right.
Now, any 20 plays that I picked for Saturday's game, I saw several things. You saw the middle of the field being owned by Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, Michigan was better outside the hash marks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had nothing to win. I love that so much. Look at that. That is exceptional. That is exceptional.
It'll pop up on the stream.
That is exceptional. That is exceptional. That is everything. That is everything. That is everything. Oh my goodness. The huge head. Angry Bird. Terrell Farley. You're the best. You're the best. So yeah, to spend the week and to identify that there are some pieces on the field. There are some pieces. I have more questions about scheme and play call than I do being effective with it. I'm not going to ask AD to go out and run a 4.5 That's not fair to AD. Right? Can I ask AD to run as fast as he can and then give him a distance to it?
Right.
The answer is yes. That's Nebraska's whole process this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to ask Nick to go out and pole vault 16 feet, but I can ask him to jump as high as he can every time.
Yeah.
And I can break down the process. Nick, settle, deep breath, process. Forget about all the other stuff. Forget about the result. Do the thing.
Right.
Let's take a quick pause, 10 seconds for station identification here on the ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
We call this thing, we call it doing less better. Do less better.
Yeah.
That if I ask Nick to get AD on a single shot, Nick understands what that is. I can't ask Nick to worry about what's behind you, what's around you. I can't ask him to worry about the sound if I've just asked him to do the one thing.
Yeah.
Good coaching when it comes to a space like Nebraska, where everything is super evaluated, overanalyzed, etc., is the small detail. I said it. Can you tackle? Can you block? Will you run? Can you throw the ball and be accurate with it? Look, man, I've been pulled into some bad coaching situations where there was no talent. And I know when I have less talent than the other guy, I've actually got to be better.
Yeah, you do.
At the small stuff.
Your margin of error is almost zero.
It's almost there. And what you saw in Nebraska, first of all, look, man, stop asking your big dudes to fight battles they can't win. Look, man, you can tell me Ty Robinson's the best dude on the planet. You can tell me Nash Hutmaker is everything. But if you asking him to take on 2 Wolverines every play, guess what? You ain't helping that brother.
by doing the little things and being disciplined, is there a process here to where it's you gain confidence because you find yourself late in the game still competitive?
No. The process is I'm not gaining anything by not doing what I'm here to do. If you haven't detailed what it is that you're here to do, listen, AD's a pass catcher. He's not just a wide receiver. He's a pass catcher. It's in the job description.
Yeah.
AD out here running. He out there 60 plays, ain't caught a pass. No, bro. You didn't do it. You're still competing because you don't have a choice.
Right.
Look, football is a as they say, it's a competitive sport. You can't just coast.
Right.
Like it ain't tennis where you can just let serves.
Well, you'll get exposed.
Yeah,
Yes, you
you
will.
can't let serves
you're
hit
gonna get lit up.
right? And at some point, you either gonna fight or fail. At least they fought, but they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And you're fighting against Michigan's thirds.
Yeah. And fourths.
Right? Like you fighting to some dudes that still in walk-on status.
Yeah.
So, yes, you got reps. And hopefully during those reps, you worked on the things that we were talking about. Hand placement for offensive linemen. First step. Look, man, it is the feet don't lie.
No, they don't.
The feet tell you what the brain processes, right? And if your first step is always 3/4 of a step behind every Michigan player, and for every step it exponentially separates you,
It gets ugly,
right? Well, that's just what happened. Now you have the opportunity to get right against Illinois, who has their own issue.
Yeah.
But Illinois' issue is none of Nebraska's business.
Right.
Don't care. Watch their film. I do not care what Illinois' issues are. Nebraska has to beat Nebraska. Nebraska has to compete with Nebraska. And that's the thing. They've got some dudes who want to play, that want to play. I'll ask how healthy this team is, because it looks to me like there's some real injuries that we're not talking about. Because they're guys who just, if you saw, there were 3-4 players that were constantly a half step slower than they were 4 weeks ago. And then I was asked the question by some national media, and they said, is Nebraska capable of winning 6 games? The answer is yes. Nebraska is capable of winning. The question is, are they willing to do the small stuff over and over again? And then, are you willing to be honest with yourself?
Yeah.
So that the people who love this thing called Nebraska football can be honest with themselves too. Like, stop asking fans to pick a side on positive or negative. Simply do your best.
Yeah.
And people will fight for you.
Yeah.
People will fight for you. I got no beef in any of this. I don't care what Illinois' situation is. Nebraska has some things in its arsenal, on its tool belt, that could beat Illinois.
Absolutely.
It could also beat Northwestern. It could also beat, but what we also know is we're not surprised if they don't beat any of them, for the very same reasons that we walked out of the building on Saturday.
All right,
Well,
AD,
folks,
let's hit this AD attitude adjuster here.
You know what? I tell you what, for the sake of time, let's just roll.
That's fine. We got a minute left then.
Because that was great insight. I'm going to say this: AD Attitude Adjustment is sponsored by Integrated Life Choices. IOC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska. Full-time, part-time, days, evenings, weekends. Help ensure a meaningful life for the people you support and helping achieve their hopes and dreams. Apply at IOC.net/careers. Here's the AD Attitude Adjustment. I'm going to say, but just kind of echo off what DP mentioned. Listen, folks, it's a new week. It's a new week. So regardless of what you dealt with last week, i.e. Nebraska, Michigan, you have a new opportunity this week. Now, we can continue to allow last week's mistakes, whatever they may have been, to get in the way of this week, but that's totally on us. There's a new opportunity. And just like DP said, winning cures it all. Winning your morning, winning your afternoon, win your week, regardless of what happened last week. It's a new week, and it's also a new month. So make new decisions. Folks, that is The Drive with AD Raff. We had DP join us in the last segment. Raff in Alabama. Me and Nick here on the Mothership. 9.7 The Ticket, folks. Thanks for riding with us this morning.